fellow Aquarians. How are you guys? Thank you for joining me. For all my new viewers, my name is JJ, and yes, I'm wearing my pajamas today. I feel like I'm in my pajamas almost like 60% of my time anyway, and that's not considering the time I spend sleeping, but I'm feeling quite lazy, let's say. And this wasn't even supposed to be your reading. This was supposed to be Virgo's reading, but the cards spoke for themselves, and the star card kind of just came out when I was meditating. So it was just like, all right, I guess this is going to be an Aquarian reading after all. Less Virgoan, more Aquarian. So welcome, my beautiful Aquarius. Thank you so much for your continuous support. So this March 2017, it's going to be a good month, I want to say, generally speaking. Sorry, I have to do this every now and then, by the way, because my lighting is really off, and no matter how many lamps I switch on, overhead lights I switch on, it doesn't seem to affect me being backlit. But sitting in any other position or angle in this room doesn't work either. Anyway, I'm digressing, so I have to keep waving my hand across the video every now and then. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, this month is supposed to be a good month for everyone in the zodiac, mostly because Pisces has our back this month. As Sun enters Pisces, it is the end of our astrological year, zodiacal year, and the start of a new coming soon, because after Pisces we will have Sun in Aries, and this entails a renewal, rejuvenation, starting anew, planetary-wise at least, you know. So Sun in Pisces, it is a karmic month, it is a destined month. It is the month where all changes that have occurred over the previous 12 months finally accumulate, and we gather more meaning to them. What I mean by this is all the loose ends that we'd faced in the past 12 months, and more specifically in the last 6 months, if we're going to talk about how cyclical astrology is, in that way. We will be tying up the loose ends. And if not us, the Pisces constellation will be doing this for us, and with much, much more ease than we usually experience. So events will pop up randomly, coincidences and synchronicities, and just happy, surprising happenings, actually. Will kind of pop up and give you answers to questions that you may have given up on in the previous 6 months. I said this in the Pisces video, which I recommend everyone watch this month, actually, Pisces. But basically the point is that it will help very much so for you to try and recall certain outstanding, monumental, life-changing, mind-altering events that happened in May 2016 and also September 2016, which were like milestones when it comes down to events occurring in your life, or at least the things that you'd wanted to actually happen for you, which you may have struggled manifesting later on. So you know, when you have this burst of energy and excitement come your way and you think to yourself, yes, I know what it is that I want to do with my life now, kind of thing. And then a few months later, you are encountered with disappointment again, and you start to question whether or not you were on point about your instincts and your intuitions in the direction you wanted your career or relationships to head in, for example. But now, if those events and situations were truly meant to be for you, if that excitement was really justified and meant to actually take form in this 3D physical world that we live in right now, you should be seeing this happen now. Not now in this specific moment, but in this month of March, because February, when we had the sun in our sign, pushed us and pushed everyone else around us to pick up the pace, to go for the unconventional, to think about completely switching our prospects around, to dive into potential that we weren't even sure we had, etc., etc. And Aquarius is all about the eccentric and the quirky, and to some degree also the unknown. The unknown as it comes to more futuristic developments. Okay, so I'm going to lower this screen now so that I can show you the cards that have popped up so far, and I'll continue to shuffle, of course. But so far here we have this Two of Cups discussing union. And with this card popping up, to me, I feel like this is more discussing the divine feminine and masculine coming together. And so here we don't necessarily have to be talking about you finding the ideal partner in your environment, but this is more reconciling with your second half within yourself, with your soul, your anima coming together with its animus, or your animus coming together with your anima. So the divine masculine, the divine feminine pairing up together, and equaling and balancing of energies, and let's say recalibration of those different energies to find a better balance here with this Two of Cups. But of course, for some of you, this Two of Cups really does discuss and talk about a union in the physical world as well. It does talk about coming together with a soulmate, pairing up together, but not for all. And with the Seven of Wands, there is this feeling of confidence and having the upper hand. But at the very same time, it's also this feeling of restlessness and, feeling the need to kind of like defend yourselves, your beliefs, your opinions. And struggling here, to some degree with this Two of Pentacles, to listen to your inner knowing versus the opinions and, constructive criticism and feedback received by others as well, where here you're trying to strike a good balance between what it is that you want to achieve and trying to compromise with what people in your environment think would be good for you. And we're not talking about random people, we're talking about people who are really good in their fields, who have very good standing in their industries. And so you feel this urge deep within you to actually trust in what they say, assuming that you also have a good feeling about these people in general wanting the best for you. So it is natural for you in your most private moments here to meditate and contemplate over what it is, what this information that you may have received that has you spinning around in circles in your mind. And I feel as though February was very much a month where this was the case for Aquarius. And I get that you wanted to celebrate and have fun, and we did, but this thinking and this being pushed in the right direction, which is continuing now even as I record this, because we are still in the month of February, it's helping you, weed out like all the unnecessary clutter, even when it comes to your physical environment, and focusing more on your strengths. with this Ace of Pentacles here, basically saying that you were pushed to kind of eliminate your need to hang on to a skill set even, or to a potential that you really wanted to make the most out of, and to like kind of reevaluate where you stand. Wow, so many cards. Okay. So many twos here. Right. So, can you guys see this? Because there's a bit of a glare, isn't there? What happens if I lower this more? What happens if I bring it up more? Maybe one day I'll be able to afford a proper camera to do all of this. So, let's see. As much as it may have hurt to listen to people's harsh comments, because this is coming through, there was something very liberating about the process that came afterwards. Because as angry as you may have felt in the moment, again with this defensiveness here, because you may have received harsh words coming from someone that you have partnered up with in the past or wish to partner up with in the future, something good comes from realizing the feedback that they've given you, which has, endowed you also with the ability, again, to zoom in on what really, really matters. Like by them urging you to re-evaluate again your potential, and urging you to choose a path for those who've been lost and confused, who want more than they can handle, who want to go for so many different things at the same time because you're super motivated. You're extremely motivated and charismatic in your approach. These people come, though, to tell you that no, you can't. You have to hunker down. You have to focus. You have to pick. You can't have it all. And while you may take offense because you're thinking, but it's a good thing that I'm motivated, it's a good thing that I want to pursue all these things, don't you see the positive traits in that? For them, it's like, no, we live in a competitive and a challenging environment where unless you narrow down your vision to only a couple of things that you can successfully manage, you're going to lose. And you will feel like there's far too much on your shoulders for you to bear and to carry. And in reality, even when you think about reducing those things down to 2 paths, it still is a burden. Why? Because this entire time when you've been trying to manage multiple things, and still doing a good job at it, you were still lagging, falling behind, while everyone else was progressing and pushing forward. And you are the sign that is supposed to be more forward than most other signs, Aquarius. So it's kind of like taking a blow on your self-esteem here. And this person, this Knight of Swords, has been challenging you. And they pop up again here in your future. But I want to reiterate, as I did in the Pisces video, that for some people, the present is the past, and the past is the present or the future. And it really depends on the specific timeline of events for you guys. And there is a concept that I'd like to go into in a bit more in depth in a while. I'll get to it. Hopefully I will not forget about what it is that I want to say about time being perception and illusion all at once. And that no amount of improvement in your personal lives, I guess we're just going to go into it now. No amount of improvement in your personal lives should be compared to the amount of movement that occurs in another person's life. What I mean by this is that when you take one step forward and you see others taking leaps and bounds and they're way ahead of you, this doesn't make your success trivial in comparison to theirs. It doesn't make your success less worthy than those of your peers, your colleagues, your friends, your lovers. Just because, let's say, you are 40 years old and at a level that you see other 30-year-olds at, for example, this is all very hypothetical, of course, doesn't mean that you have failed because you are older. Because there may be more important things for you to achieve in your later life than there is for that 30-year-old to achieve in their later life, where maybe they need to see their successes happen at a young age, but you need to see your successes happening at an older age, when you have more of a mature mental faculty and cognitive faculty to support the potential that you have later. You might find your influence being more important for your children and your family. So many cards here. I'm only going to take these. I'll leave these on the side for some sort of clarification. But this Knight of Swords here, dark-haired, dark-eyed individual of an air sign, but let's not pay too much attention to the sign, comes to challenge you and cross you, and they may as well have been this person that set this Two of Swords into motion earlier on, urging you to decide to take off your blindfold and see the paths that are readily in front of you, instead of wearing this blindfold and remaining in this imaginative, figurative world of where everything is all dandy, because it's not. And the struggle here is in making something for yourself, career-wise. And, being conflicted about choosing career over family happiness, relationship happiness, thinking that you want both, but you can't necessarily achieve both at the same time, or you just need to focus right now on one or the other. Where you have to realize that coming home, like coming home, back to our most wonderful state of harmony and union with ourselves here, has a lot to do with your own personal fulfillment at work. And by feeling personally fulfilled this way, through your projects in the workplace or your hobbies at home, that's when you start to find happiness with the people that you love. And that's when you trigger this, if this is a soulmate, to come back. That's when you are reminded of what makes you truly happy. This is when, with this sequence of events, work, elevating yourself in work, putting in the hard work, okay, to get to a point where you can climb up the ladder, is when you will feel more rested and content in your family lives. And you will then be reminded of what motivated you when you were younger. of those years back when you felt so excited about a career prospect or a discipline or writing that book, that you feel the urge to give it another shot. This doesn't come without judgment, though. This doesn't come without the influence of, people around you having this very stubborn, strict stance with you, but they do it in your favor. They're doing it because they don't want to cut you slack anymore. They want you to eliminate the candy floss in your life, for you to start to realize that now is the time, really, truly now, because there is no other time than now, for you to start to take things a lot more seriously if you haven't already been doing so. And it's coming for you. Now we're really looking way, way, way past the events that, ultimately lead to this tower and lead to a very destined result. Because again, this month, we're talking about karma, we're talking about destiny, we're talking about things aligning, we're talking about things being eliminated, people being eliminated, so that you can really see your purpose, really see your long-term goal, and really feel like you understand now why it is that you have to live this life to the fullest and stop pretending like things are just going to happen in your head the way that you want to, and just pick. You'll find the right puzzle pieces that will allow you to really pick and focus on the path, the greatest path for you, that will lead to this enlightenment and this happiness. Twos, lots of twos here. Really, we have every single two in the deck. Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Two of Wands. Together, for me, can also bring about the world, the universe card. Trying to make the world suit you. Trying to make it work for you. But realizing that you can tap into this potential for you to really have control that way of forming the environment around you, which is the world around you, to suit your needs. And with this Tower card, I get this really funny feeling that instead of you being forced to evacuate, you change the whole goddamn structure of this house, where you're like, no one's forcing me out. I'm just going to change circumstances around me to suit me. Because I am me, I can't be anything other than me. But this motivation, again, that you receive from this Knight of Swords, this King of Swords here as well, that angers you, pushes you to the limit to become the best version of yourself. Okay, Aquarius. Whew. That's what I have for you. And that was a bit of an intense reading, but I enjoyed it. All right, Aquarius. So I wish you a very good month. Let me know if you have any questions, queries. Please like this video and share it with your friends and family if you think that they'll appreciate it as well. I wish you all the best of luck, lots of love, light, and jazz. Have fun. Bye.